The entire world goes crazy. Every time one of those plays happens, a lot of people on social media react as though they didn't even know it was the rule. But the reality of it is a rule many of us have been complaining about for a very long time. Orlovsky, your reaction?
It's a stupid rule, and the NFL needs to change it. I get it. Like, everyone goes, well, give me an alternative. Well, here you go. Listen, in the NFL, when you fumble a football, to recover it, there needs to be a clear and obvious recovery. Well, when it goes out of bounds, there is no clear and obvious recovery, number one. So the ball would naturally go back to the offense if that was in the middle of the field. Number two, when you fumble the football forward and it goes out of bounds without a clear and obvious recovery, it goes back to the spot of the fumble. Now, if we want to penalize 10 yards when that situation happens and it's got to go back to 11-yard line, that's fine. But to sit here and constantly penalize a team for fumbling at the 1-yard line, and stop everybody telling me that, like, Bill Belichick made up this rule where you can only do it on – like, every coach says that, guys. Every coach in the NFL and college football teaches their players not to do it. I've seen Patriots do it. I've seen a ton of guys do it. So the fact that we have to constantly penalize offenses for being aggressive or playing with effort in that situation is stupid. And the NFL needs to rectify this rule to stop rewarding the defense and constantly penalizing the offense. Go ahead, RC.
I mean, can we get rewarded for something at some point by some rule? First off, and Dan, of all people in America, I thought you would know that the end zone is sacred. You know the end zone is sacred, Dan. You know we treat the end zone differently. It's the one place in the world where if you hold, it's a safety. It's the one place in the world where if it's intentional grounding, it's a safety. Everything is different where it's painted. That's where it's painted. It's a sacred place. And it's either we make a decision to keep the rules to where fumbles are ruled a certain way, or to where fumbles are treated a certain way, or we continue the tradition of the end zone being sacred. And I get it. It's terrible. If you play offense, you drove 90 yards, you tried to show a lot of effort, and the ball went through the end zone. So hold on to it. So I'm not going to sit here and whine. I'm not going to say, oh, we should change the rule, because like I said, Dan, if anybody knows in the world, the end zone is sacred.
Well, first of all,
I have to let Orlovsky have a rebuttal to that. Go ahead, Dan.
First of all, you know what used to be special and sacred? Our friendship. You know what is no longer? Our friendship. After that 60 seconds, we are done.
Okay. All right, Rex, let me come to you on the rule, because I have a whole other thought. Go ahead. The rule.
Well, I think when you look at it, obviously this rule should be changed. I mean, we look at this thing 4 or 5 times a year. I'm saying, look, I mean, I'm just telling you.
Cowher said at halftime, if you want to put the ball out to the 20,
that's fine, but just
give it
have
to the offense.
And I could see something like that. I believe this rule will change. All right, I've never had a problem. And Dan's right when he talks about every single team in the league. You show videos of it. You don't do this type of stuff because of the stupid rule. All right, and so, you know, it's not just a Bill Belichick thing, but I can't, you know, as a defensive coach, yeah, you absolutely love it, but it makes no sense.
Okay, I want to talk about the Browns season in a moment, but I would also ask the question here very quickly, because there were 2 pieces of that play that were controversial yesterday. There's the rule, which was correctly, no one is arguing that it wasn't correctly interpreted, but clearly the defender launches with his helmet on that play, which is against the rules, and the first words out of your mouth are, well, that's not reviewable. And the question I continue to ask on this show, on the radio, and I will never stop asking is, why is anything not reviewable? Anything that is that clear and obvious can be reviewable. Coaches have a limited number of plays they can challenge, so if you want to allow them to challenge something that was clearly, if they could have challenged that play, that clearly would have been overturned.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? But here's the thing. If you're an official, the number one job you have is not to officiate the game. It's to protect the players.
Right.
So what the hell are you looking at? Don't tell me, oh, he's got this to look at, whatever.
Meaning, why wasn't it called?
Yeah, I don't understand it. Your number one job is protect our players. All right, and that's what it should be. And why the hell you missed this? I don't know. It's beyond me.
So clearly he did dive in. RC, again, I feel like I have to ask the safety in this conversation. Is there any question but that the way the rules are currently officiated in the NFL, that should have been a penalty?
Yeah, with the way the rules are, it's a penalty. I mean, I think the intention of Dan Sorensen there is to make contact with the shoulder. Obviously, the anatomy and the physiology of the body make that impossible in that moment. But with the way the rules are written, if we're going to go by the letter of the rule, if we're going to try to protect the players, no matter the situation, no matter the game, no matter what it means, that call has to be made. And so that's one that they missed. I agree with you, Greeny. That's something that they should be able to review there, because that's truly a game-changing play. But for the matters of player health and safety, that's something they're trying to take out of the football game.
100%. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.